Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Wonderfully Made. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, or if you've been here before, welcome. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes of your day to spend it with me. Today I have my That's Expensive Project Pan products all over my face. If you're not familiar with the That's Expensive Pan project, it was created, if I'm not mistaken, by Misty Pans, but I'm going to put all the information as to who created this project pan in the description section below. That way you can check out the creator. I know that this is something that's done yearly by a lot of project panners. And so this is my first year doing it, but the idea is to take those products that you've spent a lot of money on, more than you would normally spend on certain products, and use them before they go bad. Just enjoy it. And so that's what I did. I pulled out the most expensive products in my entire collection in every category to create a full face, and I created this look. Now let me say this. Let's go back to the old school YouTube when we looked at makeup tutorials for inspiration, not to entice you to go and buy everything used. You just look at the colors, go to your collection, find similar colors, and recreate it. You don't have to use the exact products. If you want to see what I used and how I created this look, then please stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, I am using the most expensive products in my collection, and I've even decided to use my most expensive brushes. Just like with makeup, I save my quote-unquote good brushes for special occasions, and no more of that. My intent is to use everything that I bought with my money. At any rate, I'm going to be choosing from some of my most expensive brushes as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is moisturize my lips. I'm going to use my Tatcha Camellia Gold Spun lip balm, but this is what the lip balm looks like. As you can see, it's got specks of gold in it, real gold, and I love this stuff. So I'm going to moisturize my lips. The next most expensive primer in my collection is by Dior. This is the Capture Total Dream Skincare and Perfect Global Age Defying Skincare Perfect Skin Creator. Oh my goodness, long name. But this stuff is really good too. And actually this is a multitasking type of product. You can use it as a serum, you can use it as a moisturizer. I love it under makeup. It just makes my face really smooth, and once I put this on, the foundation just glides on. Now it doesn't extend the wear of my foundation much, but it does create a really smooth canvas for the foundation when I applied it. Now these two together, the dream team. But for today, we're only going to use the Dior primer. Typically, I will take 2 pumps of it. And that's what it looks like. It's very runny. Usually, when I finish my morning skincare routine, my face is really shiny. And this does take away the shine some, but it's not so mattifying to where it dries my skin out, because I already have dry skin. My face feels so soft. I love the way my skin feels after I use this primer. So for foundation, I chose the Hourglass Ambient foundation. What is this called? Okay, this is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation, and I wear shade 14.5. I haven't used this very often, so I want to try to use this up. I'm going to use my Sonia G Fusion brush. This is the Jumbo Base, and it's a foundation brush. And I'm just going to go straight in with the foundation. Now this foundation does lean towards the orange side, but I am able to make it work. This foundation is so lightweight. Oh my goodness, it's like I feel like nothing is on my face right now, but I do need a little bit more. This is a second pump basically. This is more of a medium coverage. You can still see my hyperpigmentation, but by the time I use concealer and bronzer and all of that, it gets better. And I don't know if you can see this, but I have really oily eyelids. So anytime I wear eyeshadow, I have to use some sort of eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use this Tom Ford Eye Duo. And basically you have the primer here, and on top there is a powder to set the primer. So I'm going to use another brush from the Fusion set by Sonia G, and this is the Jumbo Concealer brush. This is so creamy. And let me know, do you do your brows before you complete your eyeshadow look? I usually do my eyeshadows first and then my brows. I'm going to use this Chikuhodu contour brush. This brush I typically use to contour my nose on occasion, but I'm going to use it today to set this eyeshadow base because I'm going to use a different brush to contour my nose today. Yeah, this may not have been the best idea to use this brush, but we're making it work now. Now I'm going to start with this Natasha Denona palette as well as my Viseart palette. I've had this in my collection a while. This is the purple blue palette. This is what it looks like. I'm sorry, this is the Grand Pro Volume 1. This is every matte eyeshadow I could possibly need. In the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, I think there are only 3 or 4 mattes in this one. Some of these blues, a couple of these blue shades are matte. I think this purple shade is matte, but they don't have very many transitional shades in this eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to use the Viseart palette as well as the Natasha Denona palette. So I'm going to start with the Viseart palette, and basically I'm just going to be using these brown shades to build my transitional area. And I'm starting with this shade right here. And I'm using my Tom Ford number 13 blending brush. And I'm starting by just packing it on. And then once I pack it on, I blend. Next, I'm going to use this Chikuhodu blending brush, and I'm just going to go in with this deeper brown shade next. Now this blending brush is not my favorite because it's so soft. It's almost too soft. This is the brush 06, the Yano series by Beautylish. I'm using an even deeper brown now. You can see that. And I'm using a brush with a pointy tip because I don't want to disturb the lighter brown shades that I've already laid down. So for my lids, I'm going in with the blue purple palette, and I believe I want to focus on some of these shades. I think I'm going to start here, and this is the Chikuhodu 08 brush. And because I have hooded eyes, I always try to come above where my lids fold, so that when my eyes are open, you can still see some of the color. Okay, so this shade is called Golden Rose. Now I'm going to use my Chikuhodu 09 brush to go in with this shade here, which is called Golden Beige. And I'm going to go in the inner third of my eyes with this shade. For the outer third, I'm going to use my Dior 21 brush and go in with this shade called Oxide. So now I'm gonna just take my Chikuhodu 08 brush and blend that rose shade with the oxide shade. And then I'm gonna blend these two shades together as well. For my brows, I'm going to use this brow palette by Dior. and this is called the All in Brow 3D Backstage Pro. The top is broke, but this is what it looks like. This is basically a cream pomade to hold the brows in place, and then you have two powders. But I'm gonna have to do my brows off camera, so be right back. And we're back. Currently the most expensive concealer in my collection is my Dior concealer. This is the Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer. I'm going to start with this Sonia G Mini base brush to blend out the concealer. Now I'm going to go in with my Hourglass concealer brush just to get right underneath the eyes. My most expensive cream bronzer is my Chanel bronzer. This bronzer is usually very subtle on my skin, and I'm going to go in with my Sonia G Classic Base. Yeah, this bronzer is very, very close to my skin tone. Now I'm going to go in with my Natasha Denona Bloom and Glow palette, and I'm going to use this cream blush right here. The thing about this Dior concealer, it almost doesn't even need to be set with powder. And I did not do my normal skincare routine. And these products are sort of matte that I'm using today. So I definitely know that the next time I decide to use this foundation and this concealer, I have to use my regular skincare. But for my under eye setting powder, I'm going to use this powder by Terry. This is the Chikuhodu highlighting brush, but I'm going to use it to set my under eyes. And very little. This powder is so finely milled. Do you see? A little goes a long way. It looks like smoke. It's so finely milled, but it's very blurring. So I pulled out this Lancôme powder. I don't know the last time I used this. This is in the shade Deep. So I'm going to use this to set my entire face. And I'm going to go in with my Chikuhodu brush. And this is going to give me a little bit extra coverage as well. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is Smoky Plum. And I'm going to use my Chikuhodu pencil brush for that. And at this point, this is just me trying to use as many shades as possible. For powder blush, I have my Tom Ford blush in the shade Disclosure. And this is what that looks like. I'm going to use my Lunar Year brush from Beautylish. This is the Year of the Rabbit. And these brushes are just multifunctional. I'm going to use it for blush. Sometimes I like to go in heavy with the blush and I blend it all in at the end, but it just helps my blush last a little bit longer. I love blush. I do want to contour just a little bit and highlight. I'm going to use my Tom Ford Skin Illuminating Powder Duo. And this is what that looks like. I'm going to use my Ray Morris little kabuki brush. I use this to contour my nose. And I'm going to go in with just a little bit, not much at all, because this is really cool toned and very deep. I forgot the name of the brand, but I'll put it on the screen. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that to contour just a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit of that highlighter and highlight my cheekbones. But my skin was already dry, so I feel like I have to bring back some glow, even if it's an artificial glow. And to add just a little bit more glow, I'm going to go in with my finishing powder and La Mer. I don't have much left. If you can see, I hope the camera picks that up. I don't have very much left in here, so I'm going to attempt to use this up this year. Chikuhodu brush, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use my La Mer powder brush, just to blend everything together. And this powder does have quite a bit of glow. I know they've since changed the formula. You know, brands love messing with perfection. Now for lips, my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. And I'm going to overline just a little bit. Now I'm going to go over that with my Christian Louboutin lipstick in the shade Zulu. And this is what that looks like. Now my Dior lipstick in the shade 100 for the center. Now I can stop here. I don't typically wear a gloss over my lipsticks. I like a matte or a satin look for lipstick, and I like it just like this, but for the sake of the video, and I'm trying to use all of my most expensive products in my collection, I'm going to go ahead and use this Chanel lip gloss, and this is in shade 712, it looks like. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the center, and that's what that looks like, by the way. And this is the finished look. I have so enjoyed playing in my makeup today. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. And as always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and by the way, please like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you check out my That's Expensive pan project intro video if you want to know a little bit more about everything that I'm using today. See you in the next video.